Welcome to the Bailey Matthews Shell Museum.
Looks like it'll be a really fun day. Woohoo! Let's go check out the Shell Museum! Looks awesome here already, and we've only seen the outside.
The Bailey Matthews National Shell Museum is the only museum in the United States that is dedicated solely to shells and mollusks. This museum features the three main categories of mollusks: bivalves, gastropods, and cephalopods, which were the marine invertebrates we were planning to focus the beginning of our series on.
And I just wanted to see the shells.
The first level of the museum focused on live mollusks, and as you can see, some seahorses too, which are actually my favorite fish. I absolutely loved watching these little seahorses. Now, just to clarify, the seahorse is a fish and not a mollusk, but it was still a fun bonus that they were here at the museum.
There are two kinds of conchs here at the museum, the milk conch and the queen conch. Here we have a milk conch, you can tell by the green siphon. Here we have a pink conch.
The juveniles of both these species look quite similar, but you can tell this one is the queen conch because the skin is kind of like a brown and yellow speckled color.
There's actually 3 different ways you can say the word conch. Conch, conch, and conch. Check me out in the mangrove.
Now we make our way upstairs on the second floor of the museum, where first we see different sea turtles that live in the area and the different kinds of gastropods that they like to eat.
Like shark eyes, lightning whelks, horse conchs, true tulips, banded tulips.
Lead the way to the Hall of Shells. What's inside? Oh, there's all these parts. Anterior abductor muscle, foot, mouth, stomach, digestive gland, heart, intestine, gonad, gill, posterior abductor muscle, exhalent siphon, anus, inhalent siphon, and the mantle. The mantle is what connects it to the shell. Very cool.
It's kind of amazing how many parts are actually inside of these mollusks. They're not just a blob, are they?
Yeah, they're a little more than a head foot. Just like we were born with bones, mollusks are born with shells.
And just like our bones grow along with us, the mollusk shells will grow along with them. Just like this lightning whelk progression here.
The lightning whelk is one of the only left-handed shells.
Yeah, so that's how the radula works, scraping up the algae.
But not all gastropods radula will scrape algae. Some will actually bore into other gastropods and bivalves. Look how sharp the end of that radula is.
So that's the strainers. These are all the filter feeders. I'm gonna try the scrapers. And I'll try the drillers. This is how we see all those holes in the shells. Ooh, the drillers. Let's see how they work.
It's amazing how vicious these slow little snails could be.
I know, it was really something quite interesting to find out that the snails don't just eat plant matter, which is what I always thought.
Right. Here are the scavengers, which just look for dead animals.
Ugh, that doesn't sound very good, does it?
No, it's kind of like the vulture of the sea.
Yeah, no, that's a really good comparison to it, the vulture of the sea. And there's quite a few of these marine invertebrates that just go around eating the dead matter. And think about how important that is.
Right.
What if there were no creatures eating dead creatures in the sea?
Then the whole ocean would be yucky and it'd smell bad.
Whoa, did you just see that?
That was a honeycomb.
Oh, that's right. And those cones are known for being quite vicious, aren't they? They're the... Whoa, another one! Look at that, how it just swallows that fish whole.
Bye, fish.
That's crazy. Yeah, you gotta watch out for those gastropods.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Entirely made of shells.
That is beautiful. It just looked like flowers at first. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, so did I. I'm like, oh, pretty flowers.
Wow.
They're all made of shells.
good craft idea.
Yeah, we should totally do that.
It's a giant clay.
Look at all these bright colored scallops. And down here, we have some lion paws.
Bivalve gills do double duty. They both filter food and they help the creature breathe.
Oh, there he goes. I like the scallops. They're pretty cool, aren't they?
The scallop shells are some of my favorites to collect on the beach, and it was really neat to see what the creature would look like when it was in the water.
So all those frilly stuff that you see, those are its gills.
There he goes.
This is a good representation of all the shells you can collect in Florida.
Like, we definitely see a lot of those giant cockles, don't we?
Yeah.
And even the lightning whelks, we found quite a few of those. Oh, and the Florida fighting conchs.
Towards the middle, you can see the moon scallop, and towards the bottom, you can see the alphabet cone and the spiny jewel box.
Oh, and there's that buttercup lucine that you really like too, with that pretty yellow.
So here are some carrier snails, and they're original shell collectors.
Look at all those pretty shells on their backs. That's just amazing.
Here we have some popcorn coral.
Ooh, that's really pretty.
So these are on the Pacific coast here.
Because we were able to explore this area last summer, it was cool to see the shells that we could have found.
Look at that giant rock scallop. Wouldn't that have been a cool thing to find?
Yeah.
Tabled Neptune, Pinto abalone. That Pinto abalone's really pretty too, isn't that?
Yeah, I think I saw something similar to that.
Pribilof Neptune, giant Pacific scallop. And I think, didn't we see the lined red chitons? I think we may have. We definitely saw California mussels, Pacific ruff, Pacific razor clam.
And check out the gooey duck.
This is the Caribbean province here.
Another fun area we were able to
We have
explore.
the zigzag scallop,
Found one of those.
true tulip,
Found one of those, one of my favorites.
colorful Atlantic moon,
Found one of those too.
the West Indian chiton,
Found one of those, but it was alive, so we couldn't take it.
flame helmet,
Those can be pretty rare.
fighting conch. We see a lot of those.
But we've never seen a rooster tail conch.
West Indian
Saw one of those, but it had a hermit crab in it, so I couldn't take it.
measle cowrie,
I've never found a cowrie.
West Indian murex,
Looks like a lace murex.
calico clam,
We have lots of calico
Great
clams.
Caribbean talon,
Found a juvenile.
conch,
Ooh, and this one's my favorite,
Pink
the
or
pink or
queen
queen
conch.
conch. We actually found quite a few of those, but they all had creatures inside of them.
oh yeah, a lot of the crossbarred Venus, magnum cockle, dowdy aciphus, sunrise talon,
See a lot of those.
yep, the speckled talon,
Ooh, and I found an American thorny oyster.
There's the nautilus, the only cephalopod with a shell.
Giant squid. Now our resident shell expert, Alexis, will share some vital information about these amazing bivalves.
So here's the calico clam, which we find a lot. And the prickly cockle is fairly common, and the angel wings are pretty rare. Here we have a quilled pen shell with the creature inside. And here we have a clam sticking out its siphon and a sunray Venus clam. And we also have a ponderous arc. And we also have a calico clam, giant heart cockle, and a northern quahog.
It was really cool to see these diagrams where you can see what the creature is doing inside the sand as it's buried. It anchors its foot down deep into the sand and then sticks out its siphon so it's sure to breathe. Now these mussels, this is a whole nother kind of bivalve. They have these byssal threads that they will attach to a surface. It's almost like a cement, and that cement-like glue will adhere just like a super glue. And now on to univalves. Back to you, shell expert.
Here we have the alphabet cone, the Goldie Nautica, and the Florida fighting conch. You can see it's juvenile up. And here we have the lace murex and the apple murex. As you can see, it go from small to quite big. Check out this horse conch.
What'd you find?
Oh, horse conch, honey, you gotta see. Look.
Whoa.
It's horse conch.
I can't quite see how big they are.
There's a hole that an animal drilled.
Very cool. And here's actually the egg case for the Florida horse conch.
Which we found.
And that's when they are hatched. They have their little shells, and their shells just grow with them.
And it's a good thing I put that back in the water. The Junonia is quite the rare treasure. I found all of these univalves.
Now we have a diagram of the univalves where you can truly see why it's called a head foot. Now the Junonia here, I think is a beautiful creature. It almost has like a zebra cheetah pattern. Next we head back downstairs to the touch tank where we see this amazing creature.
Another cool gastropod is an abalone. You see all that frilly stuff? That is its gills.
Ooh, what did it feel like?
The shell felt hard, but the body felt soft.
Next gastropod is the sea
They're
hares.
just cute in a different way. It's not cute and fuzzy.
Right, they're not kitten or puppy.
Right. But they are cute just to watch them.
Little bunny gastropods slugging through the ocean. These sea anemones, although they look like plants, are in fact animals. They are marine invertebrates. They are cnidarians, which are part of the jellyfish family. We had a lot of fun watching this octopus here in the museum. Although they are nocturnal creatures, it was pretty much just sleeping, but it was really cool to watch its siphon open and close as it was breathing. What did you think about the octopus?
I liked it. This is a giant Pacific octopus, the largest octopus in the world.
Look how big those suckers are on his arms.
A female octopus will have over 208 suckers.
Wow, that's a lot. And it's so neat to see how they start off really big, closer to the head, and then as they go down the arm, they get smaller and smaller. It's just really cool. And those suckers are kind of like tongues for them, aren't they?
These suckers aren't just for the octopus to grab things. It also helps the octopus move around and taste and touch. Check out this cowrie chilling on the glass. Most cowries are herbivores.
To get algae off the glass with its
They
radula.
don't like their food because it's not very
Look, his little radula's popping out.
cool. Look, it's eating. Now the queen conch is looking for food. What do you think he'll find?
Queen conchs are herbivores, feeding on assorted species of seaweed and decaying plant matter. But here at the museum, the aquarium staff will feed them a homemade concoction specifically developed for this species by Florida researchers. What do you think is in that concoction?
I think there's algae, plankton, and plant matter in that concoction.
Ooh, nice guess.
Check out this cowrie.
And now back to the seahorses. I just couldn't seem to pull myself away from watching these beautiful creatures. And as I mentioned before, they are not mollusks. Seahorses are fish. They are vertebrates, they have a backbone, and they have gills and fins.
Fun fact about seahorses. Although the female is the one that lays the eggs, she'll actually put the eggs into the male's pouch, and the male will care for the eggs till they hatch.
Nice job, seahorse daddies! Check out that small dorsal fin on the back of that seahorse and watch it flutter. They will actually flutter about 35 beats per second. And the steering is accomplished by using those smaller pectoral fins right on the side of their heads there.
Just like me, seahorses love to eat.
And they really do love to eat. They're eating almost constantly on little tiny fish and plankton. Well, the reason why they have to keep eating all the time is because their digestive systems work so quickly. The food passes literally right through them, so they just have to continue consuming in order to even stay alive. Now on to the octopus. It was so fun watching this guy. We were watching him and checking out all the little features, And then all we did was just glance over at the anemone and bam, had changed color on us.
Believe it or not, the secret to an octopus changing color is hidden within their skin.
More specifically, octopuses have special cells called chromatophores in their skin. Within these cells are sacs that contain a pigment ranging in color. The sacs could be black, red, yellow, or brown, or here, very purple.
Once again, we're checking out the anemones, and the octopus changed color to gray. The last live cephalopod at the museum is the cuttlefish. As you can see, they're drastically changing color.
They were so mesmerizing to watch, as they didn't just display a one-time color change like the octopus. Instead, it was a show of a constant wave of color across their mantle.
Little show-offs.
But they are pretty cute.
Cuttlefish.
They're not very cuddly to me.
No.
The giant clams are the largest bivalve mollusk. They can live up to 100 years! Thanks for joining us at the National Shell Museum.
And just in case you didn't get enough aquarium footage, here's a few extra minutes of all of these live mollusks.